Now, I would like to address this question in two parts. One is the why, and one is the second part will be how we get there. So the why essentially comes down to environmental concerns. I think there's growing awareness of the issues of climate change. Cleaner transportation is the need of the hour. Tailpipe emissions is causing a lot of pollution, adding to the greenhouse gases. Now, it's really scary because climate change is something that we are witnessing and as a generation seeing in front of our eyes. I come from the state of Kerala, and over the last 5 years, floods is something which has become very common, destroying livelihoods, homes, and families. Today in Gurgaon as well, I was wondering if I could book an Uber boat, but thankfully it kind of dried up. It wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. So climate change is something that, we are actually dealing with right now. There's a lovely analogy that I like to use when I'm talking to my friends. I call it the law of increased marginal harm. So, when you have your first drink, it's fine. And when you have your second, it's fine. But when you're on your fifth drink going to your sixth one, it could be fatal, right? So I believe that we are on our fifth drink right now. And what we do now is going to make a great change to the way that we, go about it. I'm now going to talk about what is actually going to accelerate this adoption. There are government policies and incentives in place. The government needs to signal to the market and the industry as to what it wants. And I think in India, we have the FAME policy, which is the faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, which give a lot of tax breaks and incentives and subsidies to the industry. So that's already in place. But essentially, the government can only be an enabler. What happens next? It has to just make economic sense, right? So the total cost of ownership is something that's very important. And I think the more people understand it, the more you will tend to choose an electric vehicle. Just breaking down the simple math, an electric car, an average one has a size of about 30 kilowatt battery. The cost of a kilowatt is about 6 rupees, 180 rupees to charge it. You get 200 kilometers of range, which gives you about a rupee a kilometer or less. Whereas an ICE engine, which I like to call a fossil fuel car, is about 10 rupees. So that's about 1/10 the cost, right? So it just makes sense in the long run.